glad we are family. I wanna shout, we are family, and tell the world we are family, and show the world we are family.
So here today, giving us great insights and spiritual upliftment is none other than Nana Camille Yarbrough. I've been in her presence many times, and I'm always inspired when I hear her words, when I feel the emotion, the evocative feeling that she brings to the table, the historiography and the lessons that we learn from her presence and her words, from her writings and you hear her words on the song there, her CDs. Camille Yarbrough is award-winning performing artist, author, and cultural activist with a career that spans over 50 years, several continents, countless awards and accolades, and a few generations. Nana Camille Yarbrough has earned legendary status, and she continues to inspire audiences today via her local and long-running television show, Ancestor House, via her popular CDs, as well as her music and other performances. Most recently, Camille Yarbrough performed at the Poetry Jam in 2011, the Black Enterprise Women's of Power in Florida. Regardless of the medium, Nana Camille Yarbrough's long life vision remains clear. She has consistently championed the beauty and the greatness of African people wherever she is. And we want to recognize and pay tribute to her contribution. The rest of her bio is in the program. You can read it, but just know that when you have the opportunity to hear someone like Nana Yarbrough, remember that you have the opportunity to hear an elder who has not only lived but has been a participant in the transformation of our community and the upliftment of our community for such a long time, that provides us with the understandings of what it means to be African, the understandings of what it means to succeed in the face of adversity. And so if you want to succeed, I suggest you follow in the footsteps of those who have succeeded. You follow in the footsteps of someone like Nana Camille Yarbrough, knowing that the contributions that she makes will live longer than her. And the question is, what are you going to do that builds the pyramids that are going to live longer than yourself? So without further ado, let us give a warm welcome to Nana Camille Yarbrough, please.
Right there is good, thank you. Well, this is a good day. Let me tell you how you didn't see us backstage. This guy was flying with the choir was singing. It's quite beautiful. I would like to dedicate whatever is positive today that I have to say. I want to dedicate it to the late Dr. Francis Press Welsing, who taught all of us to be more bold, to not worry about how those who oppress feel when we speak truth, because it's only truth that's going to lift us and save us and heal us. So I want to thank you, Dr. Welsing, for that. And I want to thank you for being here in this institution with this great leader. For asking me to come. Thank you. I have friends and loved ones who didn't make it here. They're on the street, they're in prison, they're sick. And so, thank yourself and thank the great Creator, thank our ancestors for bringing you here today. You look around in the world, you see crazy people on television saying all kinds of negative things, not caring about who we are, what we have done. only caring about the money. And so we have to work this fight to strengthen ourselves, bring our families back together. And we can do it, only we can do it. I have 4 of my books up here with me, and I'm going to read from one of them a little bit. But let me tell you that this, our coming together is about spirit. Dr. King was spirit force. His body is gone, but is his spirit still here? Dr. Welsing is gone physically, but her spirit is still here. All of our great ones have been spirits. And that's what we are. The mothers and fathers of humankind. Walk with it. I'll tell you one story that I'm going to get into before we get into what I'm going to say. One story. During the 70s, when we had wore our geles and all kinds of youthful African clothing, our clothing, I and some friends of mine were walking down Broadway right in front of Lincoln Center. We're going to see Sister Nina Simone. Can we give some respect to Sister somebody? She was there. And we were walking on the sidewalk just before we go up the stairs. And some European Americans were walking this way towards us. And as we grew closer, they went to the side, stepped off of the sidewalk as we began to pass. Now, understand, we were in our homeland clothing. And we had our braids. At that point, I had braids. I had a big fro. Fro done changed. You see, it's as you get older, changes come about. But we were going, and they stepped off of the sidewalk, and something clicked. My father's from Alabama, born and raised down there, brutalized down in Alabama. And when we were at our dinner table, he told us about how when at his time walking down the street in Alabama, if you were coming close to white people, the black people had to step off of the sidewalk. But the Europeans down there had the Ku Klux behind them, the white hats. They had all kinds of terrorist groups who supported the racism. And so our people, having been victims of that, stepped over to the side. But I asked myself, why did these Europeans step? We don't have a Ku Klux. Apparently we're not killing people. Why did they step over to the side? And they saw something that they were trying to suppress. They saw people who respected and wore their culture. It is very difficult to oppress people who hold their culture, said Dr. John Henry Carter. But look at other people who have come here, who speak their own language. Their languages were not taken. Their clothing was not taken. Their families were not broken up. And so they have gotten America. They've gotten American. They're thriving here. Then they look at us and they say, how come you're not doing as well as we're doing? We have to teach people when they come to who we are. We have to teach people what was taken from us and what we have done. Ain't nobody done what we have done in achieving coming from where we were taken. Take that as your pride. That's your life. So I want to say some things I've written about spirit. Anybody here a poet? Thank you, Tanisha. Anybody here a poet? Right. Anyone else here in the arts? Whatever you do, even if it's not in the arts, you are an artist at it. You become an artist at it. That means you have to go to your soul, your spirit. So, my books, the first one, Cornrows, I wrote, there's a spirit that lives inside of us. It keeps growing, it never dies. Sometimes when we're afraid, our spirit trembles. Sometimes when we're hurt and ready to give up, it barely flickers, but it keeps growing, it never dies. Now, a long, long time ago, in a land called Africa, our ancient people worked through their spirit to give life meaning and to give praise. And through their spirit, they gave form to symbols of courage and honor and wisdom and love and strength. Symbols that live forever, just to give praise. Now, spirits come and go away, to come again another day, at another time, another place. with another smile on another face, with another hope, and another dream, and another plan, and another scheme, and another voice from another youth or another sage with another truth. It never changes. Spirit is always with us. So today we are talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, but we are talking about African people. Can I get a share on that? We will never die. We will never die. You hear me? Can I get some hands up on that? Woo! Never, never, never die. Whatever is done, we will overcome it. We have done it. And it was shocking the other day, a little bit, because when hip-hop was created by our young people, put it together into a new form, and talked about what is happening to us in the world. That was too strong for some people. Now, in the 50s and 60s, you saw when the young people did that. They went in the South and they stopped. They had people registered to vote. They were beaten and all kinds of horrible things happened to them. But they went and they did it. And then here come the 80s. They had taken music out of a lot of the schools. What did the young people do? They went to scratch. Yeah, went to the basics. First time I saw these brothers on the street corner one night, and it was like a lamppost, and they had something hooked up to it, and the music was going, the beats were going, and they were rapping to it. And I said, wow, it's here. Young people are doing it again. Well, the other day, you know, when they took over hip-hop, those people who made it tits and asses, excuse the expressions. That's what they did. They brought porno into the hip-hop world. And that's what we see today. I don't like looking at television and seeing our young ladies, now women, acting like hoes. You understand? How did that happen? They say the feminization of our black men. What about the hoization of our black women? It's our people who are under attack. Not just one, not the other, but the men are getting the brunt of it. And so, now I lost my point. The hip-hop, the genius, oh, I know what it was. So after all of that, nastiness took over. I said, well, you know, where's that brilliance that we share in the colleges and around? Where's that? What happened to it? Then the other day I looked at a football game and I saw somebody named Beyonce, who has pushed it herself as a sexual image. But somehow she came out with all this black on. Her dancers had black. They had the tails, they had the froze. And those who were looking said, what is this? Who are these people? Beyonce is supposed to be just dancing, doing all that. So the spirit, what happens to the spirit? It never dies. And we be surprised where it will come from. So you can't really write anybody off. You can correct them. But somehow that spirit came through the other day. And then, who's the brother on television, the poet? Kendrick Lamar. When he opened up and he was in jail, that's a throwback. That goes back to before the Panthers. That goes back to those other youths who had the same vision and the same spirit. And so we can't let it stop there. Those who want really to have our people back, have our strength back, have to encourage those who are in the front line. Everybody sees them. We have to encourage them to be black again. Too many people on television now, including Whoopi Goldberg, talking about, I'm American, I'm not African. Sitting up there with African hair and an African face, talking about, I'm not African. Now that happened to us. How did that happen to us? Understand, what we have not told and what's coming out a little bit now is the horror that our ancestors lived through. You understand? The fact that we are here today is testimony to how they survived. We don't see, every once in a while on Facebook you see the back of a person who has been just whipped, skin torn off. Sometimes Sometimes you'll see 3 or 4 of our men hanging from trees. Now they're also showing some of children and women hanging from trees. They held that back for a long time. But when you hear our people say, I'm not African, it's because they're afraid inside to identify, to say yes. They want to get with those people who are strong. You know, somebody's strong, I'm going to be with them. You know, I'm not going to be with these weak people over here. And so they step back from the motherland. You understand, Africa is the greatest continent in the world. Yes. It has everything there. That's why all the Europeans and Asians, Chinese, everybody's up in Africa now. But we should be there with consciousness. With consciousness. When I first went to Ghana, it's an experience. Now, I don't know what has happened to it because I went in 85. Many things have happened to the motherland. But if you get to the traditional people, most of them really are. That spirit is still there, but it has to be encouraged because as quiet as it's kept, they went through their slavery over there too. They went through all kinds of horrors in Africa. So that many of them don't even, some in East Africa say, I'm not African, I'm an Arab, I'm not African. So please love your people, because we deserve it. You understand? Practically everything that Europeans have power in came from our history, our philosophy, our teachings. It's up to you to get it. It's up to you to take it in your hands. So yes, let it be heard by all who hear. We come to praise. We ancient people of royal kind, let us this day our souls combine and praise the love that soothes our souls, that heals our wounds, that makes us whole. Let us praise each other. Now I'm going to say something a little off of this, but years ago I wrote a song called Take Your Praise. And it was on an album, the first album I made. And I wrote it dedicating it to a brother. Things didn't go well, but it was to him. And it says, we've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. Now, I wanted to say, I have to celebrate you, people. I have to praise you, but I knew it wouldn't sell. Now, the song was picked up by a British techno musician. He does all kinds of sounds and stuff. And he renamed it Praise You. And it became an international hit. I don't care about it not being a hit here, but the fact that that song and those words were taken all over the world. Praise You. Praise You. When you praise somebody, it lifts you up inside. When you praise yourself, when you love yourself, it's not a selfish love, it's who you are, what you represent. All our men, I'm sick and tired of talking about men, or our men going to be going. No, you're not going to be going. Are you going to be going? No. Brothers? No. No, I didn't hear that. What? No. Oh, you are not an endangered species. You're not going to let that happen. And you know the sister's not going to let it happen. So let's not even say that anymore. You're going to be the rulers that you should be. I want to pour a little libation now, then I'm going to get to Dr. King. Because who is Dr. King? Dr. King is a spirit. And you are spirits. My libation is a little different from others. Because in Ghana, in Europe, in Africa, all different parts of Africa, they pour libations differently. The way I learned it, when in the 60s and 70s, when 80s, 90s, when we began to attach ourselves to our motherland, we saw libations say, oh yes, call out the names of our heroes, our strong people, and that is correct to do. But what were they doing up there? What were they using? What happens with water? What does water do? It brings life, it refreshes. You can cleanse with it. So they're using that. What do you think they're going to use that cleanse? What are they going to cleanse? Then they speak, and they say the word is important. What does the word have? It has your spirit on it, and it's hot when it comes out in truth. So your word heats the air around you. Then you pour the spirit water through it, which refreshes that heated words. Then you pour that water into what? Earth. And those words in your spirit, and your vision grows. And so you're using what? The forces of nature. Thank you, Mr. What is the brother who just died? Forces. Maurice what? They use the forces of nature in pouring libation. And so, I'm going to start this libation. First we thank, I'm going to say it again what the brother said at the beginning. Ago.
Amen.
Y'all quiet. What's happening out there? Come on, black people. Come on, African people. Ago.
Amen.
Good. Ago.
Amen.
Ago. Amen. Yow. 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 First we thank the mighty one. We thank the one that made us all in power. We thank the one who gave us our first dignity as the parents of humanity. Ashe Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. And we thank that great Creator for giving us life, for choosing us on the continent called Africa to be the first human beings. Can I get a thank you on that? Ashe Abo, amen, all of them. Yes. The first human beings from which all knowledge, all wisdom, the first families, the first love, the first confusion, the first development, the first religion, all of it came. So we thank that great Creator for that. That Creator who goes by many names and who is honored in every human tongue. We thank Him. Then that Creator gave us what? Today. Gave us bad ancestors. Whoa. They survived. When there was nothing here that was human-made, they made it. They made it. Created thousands of languages. So we thank the great Creator for giving us our ancestors, Yahweh, Ashe, Yahweh. And now we're going to call out some of their names. In this room, wherever you go and you begin to pour libation and call names, fill the air. Fill the air so that when you breathe it in, you are more powerful when you leave. So I want you to fill the air with the names that you call. I'm going to call my great-grandma Rebecca. Yahweh. Ashe. Lance Sprint. Yahweh. Dr. Ben Yahweh.
John Henry Clark.
Yahweh. Yahweh.
German Truth.
Yeah, all of it. Now, y'all be very quiet out there.
Nat Turner.
Yahweh. 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 Yahweh.
Mike Greer.
Yahweh.
F. Mark Vesey.
Yahweh. 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 Yahweh.
Rosa Parks.
Yahweh. Asa Hilliard. Yahweh. Dr. John Henry Clark. Yahweh. Langston Hughes. Yahweh. Nelson Mandela. Yahweh. Dr. Ben Yahweh. I have a film of him dancing. Can you imagine him? He was in his 80s, but he was dancing. Bless his soul. Yahweh.
I've been Sertimer.
Ben Sertimer. James Baldwin.
Lambe Brace.
Ilambe Brace. Yes. Zora Neale. He didn't have to. When those people put Rosa Parks in jail, he didn't have to take the leadership. He could have stayed home, had a nice life, had his children and his wife, but he didn't. I don't know if you've recently seen the pictures of him with his arm twisted all behind him, with him on the floor, with his house being bombed, his church being bombed, his life and life of his children and wife threatened. I don't know if you've experienced that. Most of us haven't. He didn't have to do it, but he did it because what? What we talking about today? Spirit. Ancient spirit. You all have an ancient spirit. He did that because he loved us more than he loved himself. Can you say that? I love us more than I love myself. Because you are us. And when you love us, you love yourself. Say that sometimes. Say that sometimes. Dr. King didn't have to do it. But he led, went to jail, beaten, threatened. He didn't stop. Because he loved us more than he loved himself. And I'm asking you to do that. I'm not asking, I'm demanding that you do it. You owe it to those who came before. They don't look down on you as young people. They hope. The thing is, I hope they get it. I hope they realize that we are not our own enemy. Sometimes we act terribly because of what has happened to us. But I want you to love us more than you love yourself. So, I'm not focusing really on Dr. King with his name, because Dr. King is all of us. He loved our children. If you've seen films of him with children, you see that affection is there. But philosophically, in his education, was very broad. I want you to be soldiers. You are here. This is not your life just to have a good time. You are here to rebuild the African family. Anybody here African? Ooh, yes, yes. Give me up your dance. I used to dance now. I did. I was with the Catherine Dunham Company of Dancers, Singers, and Musicians, which was the highest company at that time. And learned a lot. I'm going to end with this song. This came to mind, a small song. In that company, we did ritual. Some of it was Haitian. That's right. Haitian people have a marvelous history, but we have to help us. And the song, we would do the dances, and there was a song first appealing to the deity. Nago, 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 biwe kote ndiwe. Now I didn't know exactly what the words meant, so I went to different Haitian people and asked what it means. What does this mean? And they said, well, we don't know. They referred me to an elder, Haitian woman. And she said, this very old language, we don't talk that way anymore. But she said, from what I gathered, it meant, Nago, nago, biwe kotem diwe, biwe kotem diwe, poka ye la champosa, nago, nago, biwe. And you know, we'd be dancing. Biwe kotem diwe, biwe kotem bambule, biwe kotem bambushe, poka ye la champosa, nago, nago, biwe kotem. Come. Thank you. And then I asked, what did it mean? And she said, the song said, look at us. We're doing better than we were doing before. This comes out of enslavement. We're doing better. That means sometimes we look like we're really progressing. And the third verse says, we look like we're made it, but we should never forget the price we paid to come this far. Remember that song. Remember that. That a great price was paid to bring us this far, to bring you to this college, to bring me up here through my 82 years. Out of the south side of Chicago, which even at that time was called the Bucket of Blood community. To bring me out of that black belted community where none of us could move. If you see the play, Lorraine Hansbay's play, Raisin in the Sun, they were in that neighborhood and they wanted to move out so they could get a better place. That's what, they were black belted. Black people could not move. And that's where I grew up. Put your hands together, lace your fingers. Now, first, you know, the choir, I don't know if they did it, but usually in church, they do a little move. Can you do it? Got it? See, in the old days, you hear their feet. In the country, you hear the feet. I want you to put up here, say what I say and do what I say. We're born of an old seed. We're growing from a deep root. We're part of a strong branch. We are the sweet fruit. Of the African tree. Wherever we may go now. Wherever we may be. Right hand to the left. I grow from you. You take the hand of the person next to you. And you grow from me. So we hold hands with somebody, get with somebody. Everybody get with somebody. We are family. We are family. And the fruit don't fall. Too far from the tree. And I love you more. Than I love myself. One more time. I love you more. Than I love myself. Now, if you would keep moving, if you were in the old country years ago, you'd hear the feet. Come on, get down. Come on, get down. Get down. Hold on tight. Come on, bend over. Oh, y'all screwing up. Get down. See, that's what it takes. You have to get close to each other. And I love you more. And I love myself. Now let go of those hands and hold your African self. Love your African self. You love your hair, love your color, love your nose, love your lips, love your behind, love your rhythm. Yes, I
Let's give a round of applause for Nana Camille Yarbrough. Nana Camille Yarbrough, everybody.
We are family. We said can't nobody turn us round. We said even can't no grave keep our bodies down. We said keep on moving higher and higher. Remember, we don't get no waist tired. So beyond the pain and fear of slavery, across the years and miles of stormy sea, our love has had the victory. We're still the African.